Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spy Family Season 3 episode number 13 reaction. This is the final episode of the season. So the previous episode we were in the middle of a certain situation. Wheeler has gotten hand of Lloyd and Lloyd is unconscious, or I don't know if he is. It seems like he's unconscious, but like I said in the previous episode, I wouldn't be surprised if he's faking it and waiting for the correct opportunity. But either way, it seems like he has been knocked out by Wheeler. And before that, he already got into a scuffle with Yuri, so he was already kind of not in a perfect situation. He was already like shot in his hand and everything. So yeah, and Fiona ended up coming across a situation and ends up flipping out completely and punched Wheeler so damn hard that his whole hand is like broken now. Fiona's as well because she hit so hard. Either way, I don't know what Wheeler's going to do now. Let's see if he actually tries to run away from this situation, realizing what type of a troublesome situation this has become, or he'll double down and try to take on Fiona in hand to hand combat. Who knows? Let's see. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference. Let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Well. Oh, okay. That was right. I literally talked about this in the previous episode. They will break their own yeah, body. And Fiona literally did that. She's pissed off. Yeah, I can see that. Wow. Oh, well, you better run. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you better run. She's gonna headbutt you now. Oh, or that. Oh damn. What? She used her hand as a chain. I thought she was gonna headbutt him or something. But yeah, okay. Or like, I don't know. Bruh. No, she actually was going to. There you go. I said it. I was like, Suenpai. I literally said he was waiting for a proper opportunity. He's not unconscious. Mm. Well, he got shot. So yeah. No, I think he was awake, but he didn't realize what she's talking about. No, he doesn't. Nope. Right. Hmm. Well. Hmm. Yeah. Oh no, he's here. Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. I was like, it's a real one or something. Ew. Carrying me. He's basically carrying. No, that's not how you carry a princess, right? Oh God. Right. Okay. Well. Hmm. Oh, it hurts. Yeah. Yep. What? Yeah. Well. Okay. Why are you doing this? Yeah, you're trying to. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. True. Just sent home. What did he do about his gunshot wound? Like, if he goes in, you will realize. Yeah. Well, because she's not drunk anymore. Bruh. Yeah. Oh yeah, she went to the zoo. Bruh. You know, it's like, what the hell? All of that for this? All of this for that? Right. Oh no, she's gonna make food. That is crazy. Bond is going to have to leave house again. Hmm. Yeah, that's what she was saying in the with her friends that, oh, I don't have any problem. That's the problem. Yeah, well, your food, for example. But she does make good food now, like a little bit. Mm. Oh my god. Oh, this is not good. Body slam. Yeah, about that. Oh, okay, okay. If he suspects him, he might actually try to see his. Yeah, I was gonna say his arm. Oh god. Nah, probably makeup. Makeup? It probably hurt a lot when he took out, you know. Yeah. Some kind of makeup or something is there. He has put. Yep. There you go. Hmm. Hey yo! No, it's your cooking. Oh god. Oh no. I guess it's something else, but okay. fell down the hospitals from fourth to what? Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, even Sylvia's here? Bruh. Oh, nice. Wait, so Sylvia also works here, like as a front? That's crazy. Mm. No. Oh, okay. Well, oh wow. That's why? Hmm. Well, right. I'm pretty sure everyone does, but you know. Slightly. Oh god. Oh boy. Yeah, how did she get scratched on her face? Oh god. Oh yeah, she was asleep. She didn't know. Yeah. Yeah. Anil's like, no thanks. Oh god. Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Wow. King of Fields. Even Bond is like, what is this girl saying? What? Okay, well, I don't think so. How can he do that? Well, yeah. Hey! Ah, that is crazy. Stop. I was gonna say his whole thing goes like, like a deflated version, so he will look like a giraffe. Best Bond is this Bond. Nah. Well, oh, um, right. Even Bond is doing that. Yeah, he's already scruffy. Right. Oh God. Wow. Both. Okay. Well, yeah. Wait, this is the final episode of the season, right? It ended in such an abrupt way. Right. Maybe there's like an after credit scene. Let's see. Uh, hmm. Okay. After credit scene. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Giraffe. Oh, this is the reason why they show that scene in the opening. I just realized. Bond in like different type of yeah, these are all the different Bonds. They show in the opening song. What the? Wait, what are these? Puppy? No, what is that? Yeah. Wow. Ani has some weird ass dreams. Well, I guess dreams in itself are sometimes weird. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Wait, what? Isn't this supposed to be the end? Oh, they're showing the. Okay. Yeah. All right. there you go. And that was today's episode. That was the final episode of this season. Now, okay, you know what? Let me just check. I feel like there is a possibility they just announced the next part, or maybe not. I don't know. Well, or it'll probably be soon. No, there hasn't been any announcement. I don't think so. Uh, yeah. Anyways, but it's, it's probably just a matter of time. They'll announce it soon enough. Right. Okay, and there you go. That was this episode. Now, today's episode concludes the whole Wheeler, like that part, the Wheeler arc. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I'm going to call it that. Winston Wheeler. So Wheeler just got pummeled today, which was something that I thought had a low possibility of happening because I thought Wheeler's going to just run, but he actually doubled down. Even after that he doubled down against Fiona and just got beaten so bad he went unconscious and got captured as well. So there you go. That's that. And then after that, we get that section where Yuri kind of suspects Lloyd of being Twilight, and but Twilight was more prepared. He already had like a patch of, I don't know what that is. That thin, like, thing that he put on, like that film kind of thing that he put on his hand to uh, to cover up his wound. He already had that, so Yuri wasn't able to realize. And then we had like a little slice of life type of a section in the end. And that's how today's episode ended. So yeah, now let's talk about like the different sections of today. First and foremost, Wheeler section. Like I said this in the previous episode. There's two things I said. I thought that Wheeler was going to run because technically if you think about it, Wheeler like heavily underestimated Fiona at that point. That's why he already got so much wounded in that one punch. I thought he would be like, you know what? I'm already this much injured. Let's not dilly dally here, and just run away. I thought he was going to do that, but he actually doubled down, and I guess you could say it was his, I don't know, like maybe his ego that got in his way, because you can see there was a section where he was like, oh, what the hell, like I wasn't expecting that, but now that I know what to expect, I can do this. And then immediately he regretted that again because he realized that Fiona's kicking him, like, is just like fighting him in such a reckless way that he cannot dodge them or he cannot like block against them. Yeah. So yeah, now another thing, I am saying that he probably should have run, but now that I think about it, there's a possibility he wouldn't be able to do that either, because Fiona probably would have chased him down. Oh my god, that probably would have happened. But there is also a possibility that Fiona wouldn't have chased him because Lloyd was still on the ground. Like there was a possibility that Fiona would actually not chase Wheeler, let him get away, because like obviously the first priority here is rescuing Lloyd. But I guess if that's the situation, then Lloyd probably would have gotten up and tried to stop Wheeler because Lloyd was awake here. He wasn't unconscious. And that brings me to the second point, which I also said in the previous episode, which was there's a high possibility Lloyd is actually not unconscious. He's waiting for the opportune, like proper moment to take Winston Wheeler out. And that ended up being true. Now I'm not exactly sure exactly how long he was awake for, or whether he was like faking the whole part of him being unconscious from the very beginning to the end. Like he has been like awake all along. I don't know what exactly went down here, like, or whether he blacked out for a moment and then he came to, and then he was like, okay, I shouldn't wake up, let me just act as if I'm unconscious to catch him off guard. Like I don't know which happened here. Even Fiona doesn't know that. Like Fiona was also kind of thinking, like, oh, from when was he awake? Did he hear everything? Like her saying all of that, those things. But whatever it was, Lloyd was awake, and like I feel like if Winston tried to run, Lloyd probably would have like immediately given up the acting, gotten up and tried to get him. So yeah, either way, it would have been difficult for Winston to run away from this situation as well. You know, yeah, and so he probably would have been captured either way, even if he tried to run. But he made our job easier by just staying there and trying to fight Fiona. So Fiona just broke the remaining arm and like leg of his, and yeah. But yeah, there you go. So that's what happened. Now I love this part where Fiona's just saying that you worthless little like like a little like like thing. Like where was that part where she says that, here we go, you're a worthless man who meddles in others' affairs for your own amusement. And she constantly disses him, says how he's this like acting this like tough, and he's this acting as if he's this lone wolf, and that makes him look down on other people and other people's yeah. I agree, he was saying a lot of nonsense in the previous episode, about how he's better than other people because he doesn't mingle in affairs of other people. He likes to be like a lone wolf and whatnot, which makes him stronger and all that. He was talking like Sasuke, and it was pissing me off. Yeah, sure. What the hell you do? You mind your own business. Why are you parading that nonsense and trying to lecture other people on how they live their life? Shut the hell up. like this corny ass character. Like I say, he's acting as some kind of an edge lord or something. Good God. But anyways, whatever, bro. Fiona got pissed off at that, and Fiona was like, "Yeah, shut the hell up. You ain't anyone to lecture me on what I do or what other people should do with their life." There we go. You're a worthless man who meddles in others' affairs for your own amusement. But I don't have that fear. I trust him. Yeah, okay. So all that stuff, and then she kicks him, and then Winston is like, okay, she has broken her own hand and her leg, one of her legs, so she won't be able to attack me again. But then Fiona just uses her broken hand to attack him like a like a chain or a whip. She just used it like it's her just dangling hand with no type of um, no energy or no power in it. She whipped that like like a chain and smacked him, which obviously he didn't expect that either. Um, and he actually would have headbutted him as well if Lloyd didn't come up and stopped her. I don't know why, but this section where Winston was kind of analyzing Fiona and thinking okay, she has her hand is broken, her leg is broken, she won't be able to attack me. This, I don't know why, but this section reminded me of like a quote from Naruto. You remember, if you've seen Naruto, you'll probably remember this quote where there was a section. It was a very like a very, what can I say? Like one of the most tense moments in Naruto I remember, where I don't remember exactly who he used these words against. I think it was Sasuke. I don't remember. But he said something along the lines of if my hand is broken, if my left hand is broken, I'm going to use my right hand. If my right hand is broken, I'm going to kick you. If my leg is broken, I'm going to crawl on the ground and I'm going to headbutt you. If that also doesn't work, I'm going to bite you down. Or something like that, he said, whatever happens, I'm going to stop you, or something like that, he said. Fiona literally became that. She didn't even spare her broken hand. She used that to attack him. Crazy. And she was also going to headbutt him in the end. Like I said, Lloyd stopped him from doing that. Stopped her from doing that. But either way, in the end, Fiona's like, when was he awake from? Because there was a lot of things that Fiona said that kind of obviously it kind of shows how much she likes Lloyd, but at the same time Lloyd didn't realize if that was exactly what she was talking about, because Lloyd has no context. He thought of something else. He thought that she was talking about how Lloyd should have been careful about this or something like that, he was thinking. Either way, that was that. And yeah, there you go. So we were able to get Winston Wheeler out of here, And Fiona wanted to go to Lloyd's place and try to break apart Yor and Lloyd, but they sent her to the hospital, so you know. Anyways, all that's done. Lloyd goes back home, fearing for what Yor is going to say because in the morning, Yor gave a lot of complaints about Lloyd, but then he realizes that like she's she's completely fine with everything apparently. Like what's going on? She's speaking normally, obviously because she's not drunk anymore. She was drunk still in the morning as well, and on top of that, she I guess she thought about what she was saying and realized like how like like how what's that word like how weird that is. Like she was like as she said, like she was complaining about not having any complaints. Like she was she was not happy about the fact that she doesn't have any problem, so she wanted to make problems so that she can feel like a normal family, so like I can understand what she's saying, but at the same time when you sober up you realize how unusual that sounds. So yeah, she realized that, and she actually said all of those things to Lloyd. And Lloyd, after realizing what's going on, he just collapsed. In the end, Lloyd says that okay, can you do today's work, household chores for me because I just cannot. My body is given out. Um, but yeah, like this was what Yor was talking about. She just wanted to kind of contribute something to the household at least, because Lloyd does everything from the beginning to the end. She just wanted to help out in a way, and that's why. Right. Anyways, and then the whole Yuri section happens. Like I said, I knew that Yuri was going to kind of figure out that Lloyd there's a possibility that Lloyd is Twilight, because first and foremost he already was suspicious by seeing Lloyd was like beaten up. There were like scratches and everything in his face. That automatically made him like kind of suspect him. And then he noticed him raising his hand, and there's a slight probably discomfort in his hand, maybe a slight movement, which he realized that something has happened to his left hand. So uh, immediately trying to put two and two together and thinking that yeah, this is probably Twilight. Either way, um I guess he didn't really like when he kind of grabbed his arm and tried to see what's going on. He immediately thought that okay, like I was wrong, but I'm surprised that he didn't think that maybe he was also like Lloyd was like kind of masking the wound by some one way or the other. But like I said, I guess Yuri didn't really think that far. Like Yuri already didn't like the whole thing that Lloyd is Twilight. He was suspicious of that, but at the same time, he was also kind of like in his head, he was like, "Oh, this is not possible. Like, how can this be?" That was also going through his head. So, as soon as he saw that his hand was completely okay, he immediately dropped like all suspicions at that moment. Instead of suspecting something like, oh, maybe he's using something to, cover up that wound. Because that's what I immediately said. I was like, yeah, he probably has covered up his wound. Because, yeah, he's always that cautious. He's not going to like let down his guard this easily. And even if it is not for Yuri, he probably covered up his wound for Yor, because he didn't want Yor to see a bullet wound. Like, what is he going to say? Like, he said he gave an excuse of like some kind of a like a patient being afraid of needles and like some kind of a sumo wrestler or something. What did he say? Something like that. Either way, so like that's fine, but what type of excuse are you going to give when Yor sees a bullet wound in your shoulder? So he probably covered it up because he thought that Yor might question him, but Yuri ends up coming, so it works out either way. Yuri also, he was also able to um trick Yuri as well. Yeah. Either way, in the end, that was that. Your kind of burns Lloyd's whole dress trying to iron it. I thought she was cooking or something, but she was cooking definitely, but something else. She was cooking you Lloyd's shirt. Oh god. But anyways, so that was that. And then we get to the Fiona section where, like Sylvia comes in disguise. Also, the doctor has given Lloyd the VIP list, which Lloyd wanted to get. So that's good. Sylvia comes in and Sylvia kind of tells Fiona to, not go this crazy. And yeah, and she also said that, oh, like, even if it's for Lloyd, don't try to go this far, which makes Fiona realize that apparently Sylvia knows. But I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this. Either way, that was that. And then we had like the little section at the end where Lloyd was like, okay, I'm just going to stay at home today and do some stuff. And Anya was like talking about how they went to the zoo and everything, like the previous day with Becky. And then she was like sketch drawing stuff, and then they were like petting Bond and like kind of scrubbing his fur. Your kind of does Anya's hair. Then Frankie comes in, and Frankie, they wanted to um, give Frankie a little comb down as well. But Frankie's like, that's my whole damn identity. Don't take that away from me. And then later on, Anya was like seeing some dream with Bond being different animals and all that. And yeah, and that's what happened, and that's how it ended. So obviously, it ended in like a peaceful manner. Uh, no cliffhangers or something like that. A normal peaceful way it ended, and I'm sure we'll get like a part two of season three in the upcoming future. Don't know exactly when though, but surely it won't be that long. But either way, that was the final episode of this season. This season was pretty good. We actually kind of went a little bit deeper into Lloyd's past, and yeah, so I guess there's still like Anya and Yor, we still haven't really gone into their past in that manner. Yor maybe a little bit because we do technically know about how Yor used to like like take care of Yuri, and how like they were like like how Yor used to like feed Yuri stuff and everything. If you remember, like Yor used to like bring stuff and cook for Yuri, and Yuri used to still eat it even though it was absolute garbage. And I think that is also the reason why I don't remember. This is like a whole joke where apparently Yuri is good at digesting stuff because he was so accustomed to eating Yor's food or something like that. I don't remember. I think this was like a whole joke or something. But anyways, those sections we kind of know, you know, like how like how Yor used to do her assassination jobs and everything, and like, but nothing more than that we know. You know, Lloyd's as past, we actually got like a detailed like a visual and like a section of Lloyd's past. So yeah, Yor, we still haven't gotten that. So Yor and Anya, we know nothing about Anya. Anya's past, nothing we know. All we know that she apparently was like a test subject or something else, something like that. I don't remember. It was said in season one, episode one, I think. I've completely forgotten what they said, but something like that. Like so yeah, Anya's like the most mysterious one. Her past we know nothing about. Yor as well. So I guess these two will probably go into their past later in one of the future seasons. But Lloyd, we actually got to know a little bit of Lloyd. Not a little bit. We got to know quite a bit of him. We actually know a lot of things about him now, especially like how he was as a kid, what happened and what he went through, and how he ended up joining Wise and all that. There's one thing that I have to say, this season which was kind of hinted, that is Lloyd's father. Now, I think I mentioned this back when I was reacting to those episodes, but I think Lloyd's father is still alive, and I think Lloyd's father was a spy. Yeah, I think Lloyd's father was a spy who was working for the other group. And there were I don't know if I'm completely like sure, but there's like I think like a 50-50 chance, because there were a lot of things that Lloyd's father said that kind of made me think that there's a possibility he's a spy. Because I remember, like, when Lloyd was like talking about like East, like, like Ostania and Westerlis and all that, like his father was like, oh, have you seen the other group do these things? Like all these things that you are saying, have you seen them, like do this, that you are being so hateful about, like them. And then there was also that section where Lloyd's father didn't want him to go into like these like this type of like like fights and battles, and like that's why he never brought him the toy set, the gun toy set. Because of that, he didn't want him going in this direction. you know Also, he used to leave multiple times for, like he used to go for work, out for work or something. But I think that was like him, like going back and reporting stuff. Now, the reason why I'm so much focusing on this is because, like, when they showed Lloyd's past, they didn't really show what happened to his father. They obviously, we know what happened to his mother. His mother, like, like died in that, like, war and all that. And Lloyd then, like got separated and he joined. All that things happened. We know that. Um, and then Lloyd had this like revenge thing. He wanted to get revenge. His father, he actually left before the bombing happened, if you remember. So we don't know. We don't know nothing about it. The fact that they have kind of kept that like a, like an open-ended way, makes me think that yeah, he's alive and he was actually a spy working for the other group. And what I think happened is like he settled down probably as a cover, just like how Lloyd has settled down as a cover. He did the same thing, but he got attached to his family. Like his wife, his son, something like that, I think happened. And then he ended up losing them, or losing his wife, because his son is still alive. um yeah, so this is what I think. Again, this is all just speculations and guesses, but it would make a lot of sense if that is what the situation is. But anyways, like I'm guessing that they'll like whatever is the truth, if Lloyd's father is alive, if he's a spy or not, whatever it is, we'll probably get to know this in the future, because like surely they're going to show us what happened. Or maybe I'm just thinking too much about this. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing this. Who knows? Either way, that's one thing that I kind of, after watching this season, I kind of thought. Other than that, as always, season was good. We had like perfect balance of like slice of life sections, and then like a lot of important sections as well. The whole Red Circus part was pretty good. um and the Winston Wheeler arc was also pretty good. um like Lloyd's past was obviously the best part. And yeah, so perfectly balanced. Some serious parts, some funny parts, like, and some slice of life parts. So there you go. So that is it. That was my reaction to episode number 13, right? Yeah, of Spy Family season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Another show obviously is going to replace this from January. And yeah, I'll see you guys in those new anime reactions. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.